While I was out drinking with a client, my wife was flirting with her male assistant nearby. I drank until my stomach bled to help her secure a project and almost lost my life. After the dinner, I begged her to take me to the hospital, and she cursed at me. It's just a bit of alcohol. It won't kill you. Vincent has a cold and feels unwell. I need to take him home. You can grab a cab. She walked off without looking back. I called for emergency help through the pain and barely made it through. When I got home after surviving that ordeal, I found 7 or 8 used condoms in the trash. Calmly, I called my family. I'm going back to inherit the family business. Right after I hung up, Carrie came out of the bathroom in a robe. With a towel in one hand, casually drying her hair, she asked, "Who were you on the phone with?" The strong scent of the shower gel filled the air, but I could still faintly smell tobacco on her as she passed by me. Suppressing my nausea, I flatly said, "It was a call from my family." Before I could finish, she scornfully replied, "Are they asking you to go back again? If you want to return, go on your own. I'm not going to that godforsaken place. Being married means focusing on the family. Think about how to help me get that project." Carrie's words made my heart turn cold. I drank until I was about to bleed out for her project and begged her to take me to the hospital. She chose her assistant over me and left me on the street, uncaring about me at all. But my family's home isn't what she thinks. I told her I lived in the mountains. It's not a small shack in the woods, but a villa with thousands of square feet. Suppressing my emotions, I replied coldly, "Got it." Seeing I had nothing else to say, she tossed the towel at me and said, "I'm hungry. Make me something to eat later." Turning to hang the towel in the bathroom, I saw a man's underwear by the sink. I froze, realizing what the faint tobacco smell on her meant. With anger barely contained, I brought the underwear to Carrie, looking straight at her. She was momentarily flustered, then snatched it away. Vincent's water got shut off, so I let him shower here. Must have forgotten it when he left. I couldn't help but find her explanation amusing. She was getting so good at lying. Vincent was her assistant at work, and ever since he joined, she mentioned him often, saying he was clumsy and always made mistakes. I suggested firing him after the probation. She just laughed, saying he was harmless and easy to manage. Right, the man is clueless, all right, focused on pleasing her. I muttered an acknowledgement before turning to rest in the guest room. Barely settled, Carrie came in with some stomach medicine. "I was busy when you called. Don't mind my tone. Are you still in pain? Take these and rest." Taking the cup from her, a coldness spread through me. She was always so dismissive of my needs. Right then, her phone buzzed, and a man's voice whimpered, "Carrie, I think I have a fever. Can you come over? I don't feel good." Her eyes filled with worry, and she responded sweetly, "I'll be right there." Apologetically, she looked at me. I handed her the car keys. "Go ahead." She hesitated, surprised. "You're not mad?" Before, I would have argued with her, but now it seemed pointless. A boss should care for their subordinates. Hearing my words, she left without a second glance. I looked at the expired painkillers, feeling sour. Tossing them into the trash, I curled up under the sheets, drenched in cold sweat, not sure when I drifted off. The next morning, I woke to see Vincent's post, visible only to me. In the picture, he lay in bed with Carrie applying a cold compress. Caption: "My boss is so caring, came all the way across town for a little cold." Previously, seeing this would have driven me to confront her, but now it didn't matter. I tossed my phone aside, ready for a good nap and to gear up for tomorrow's promotion. Reaching the company early, I bumped into a few colleagues. They congratulated me, patting my back. "Today, Carrie's announcing the new director. It's definitely you. You brought in those $1 million deals, drinking till you bled. You deserve it. Billy, don't forget to treat us later." I just smiled and said, "It's not certain." Once settled at my desk, most of the team had arrived. Carrie stepped out in her professional suit, clapping her hands to get everyone's attention. "I have an announcement about our new director." Everyone turned to me. I straightened my tie, ready to step forward. But then she patted Vincent's shoulder. Vincent, young and talented, will be our new director. Let's all support him. Everyone turned to look at me, and the office buzzed with chatter. How is this fair? He's new, hasn't even been here 2 years, moving up like a rocket. Everyone knows Vincent's Carrie's favorite. It doesn't matter how much you resent it. He knows how to win her over. Poor Billy, working tirelessly, overtime constantly, only to be left empty-handed. Their words cut me like needles through the heart. When the company started, it was me pushing it forward, begging friends for investment. Everyone said I spoiled Carrie, but I didn't care. I just wanted her happy. Now that the company is doing well, she's become this admired, powerhouse woman that everyone envies. But she turned around and gave my rightful position to a new hire. I pulled off my badge in front of everyone and said to Carrie, "I'm done." As soon as those words left my mouth, the whole office went crazy. Carrie's face dropped, full of anger, and she said, "Billy, come with me." I followed her into her office, and she locked the door before laying into me. "What do you mean by this? Is it just about a position? How dare you embarrass me like this?" I couldn't help but laugh at her words. "Is this just about a position? Carrie, everyone has seen how much effort I've put into this project. You know why you gave him the job?" I responded. She flipped out and slapped me hard. "Billy, you've really let me down. You suspect me? Vincent and I are just colleagues. People are making things up because they're jealous of him." My cheek burned from the slap. It wasn't just my pride she shattered. It was all the years of us. I looked at her and gave a cold laugh. Really? She wanted to keep arguing. But when she saw my swollen face, she realized she'd crossed a line. Her tone softened as she moved closer. "Does it hurt? Let me get some medicine for you." I turned away as her hand neared. "No need." Noticing my change in attitude, she tried to soothe me. "I was wrong to decide without consulting you first. You've done so much for the company. Don't be mad. You wanted to go home, right? Once I'm done with work, I'll go with you." In the past, her sweet talk would bring me running back. But this time, my heart felt nothing. Back at home, I stared at our wedding photo on the wall. I used to think being with her made any struggle worthwhile. I realized now all my efforts were a joke to her. Maybe I was wrong all along. Love involves two people. I thought for a moment and picked up my phone to call Carrie and talk divorce. Just then, my family called. Mom was crying, saying Grandma was critically ill and urged me to return quickly. Hearing that, I rushed home. The doctor said Grandma had a day left at most and suggested we spend time with her. Guilt consumed me. I'd severed ties with my family for Carrie and hadn't been home for years. Now I was seeing Grandma for the last time. I heard Grandma's faint call from the room. "Billy, come in. Grandma wants to talk to you." Holding her icy hand, tears fell uncontrollably. "Don't cry, silly boy," she said. "I just wish to see your wife. Since you returned, bring her next time. I've yet to gift her our family heirloom." I wiped my tears and went outside to call Carrie. After a long ring, Vincent answered. Bottled emotions boiled over. "Put Carrie on the phone." Vincent shouted. "Hey, sis, are you out of the shower? Billy seems urgent." I could hear water running. Then Carrie's impatient voice. "What is it? Can't it wait?" In a choked voice, I said, "Grandma's not doing well and wants to see you. Can you come over?" Before I could finish, she cut me off. "Didn't I give you a card? Use it to get her medical help." "I'm busy." My fist clenched tightly, but thinking of Grandma's limited time, I pleaded, "Please just come for a visit." Silence hung for a while before she replied, "I could come, but you need to promise me something." Desperate, I said, "Anything as long as you come." Her next words froze me from the inside out. "Give the company's new patent to Vincent." Again, it was about Vincent. She knew how I poured my heart into that patent. Yet she used such a moment to push me into handing it to him. Biting back anger, I agreed, fine. To fulfill Grandma's last wish, I'd do anything. After hanging up, I told Grandma she was on her way. Grandma held on with hope but didn't see her until dawn. She passed with her eyes stuck on the doorway. While dealing with funeral arrangements, I called Carrie repeatedly. In the middle of my waiting, Vincent sent me a video. Carrie and him celebrated by colleagues. Vincent's future is bright. Getting patents at such a young age, someone commented. They're a perfect match, another said. When's the wedding? Blushing, Carrie replied shyly, soon. We'll let you know in advance. I was burying my grandma, and she was celebrating with Vincent. My fists clenched, bones creaking. After handling the funeral, I rushed back home for answers from Carrie. Only, my key wouldn't work at my doorstep. Just then, the door opened. Vincent stood there, a towel wrapped around his bare waist, hair still damp. Forgot to mention, Sis changed the passcode to my birthday. I shoved past him into the house, shouting for Carrie. She rolled her eyes at me. What's with the yelling? Annoying. Days of pent-up feelings started roaring inside me. I was red-eyed and my voice was hoarse. You promised to see Grandma? Why didn't you come? Do you even know that she held on all night waiting for you? Carrie was casually fiddling with her fingernails. What does that have to do with me? It's not like I made her wait. My heart ached. I never expected the once kind Carrie to say something like this. Thinking back to when we first met, we were stuck in the elevator together. I had claustrophobia, and she comforted me the whole time. Now, she's not the same Carrie I knew back then. So, you used Grandma just to trick me to get my patent for Vincent? Carrie was annoyed by my question, and she just came clean. Exactly. I never wanted to meet your poor relatives anyway. What's the big deal about using your patent? You, a stay-at-home husband living off his wife, should be grateful for helping Vincent. You've got no talent or money you can't compare to Vincent. Holding back my emotions, I calmly said, let's end it. Let's divorce. I took out the divorce papers I had prepared and handed them to Carrie. She was in disbelief. What right do you have to divorce me? Who would even look at a nobody like you if I hadn't been blind? Fine, let's divorce, and just so you know, I'm already pregnant with his child. She picked up the pen and signed. I looked at her coldly. Hope you won't regret this. Carrie nestled smugly in Vincent's arms, smiling triumphantly. Regret? My biggest regret in life is being with you. I slowly unclenched my fists and headed for the room to pack my things. Didn't expect she had already packed my stuff and thrown it in the hallway. A small suitcase and a backpack were all I had to show for the past few years. As I was about to leave with my suitcase, Vincent stopped me. He handed me a red invitation with a smile. Hope you can come to our wedding. I replied, I'll be there. Even downstairs, I could hear the cheer and laughter from their room. I hope they can laugh just as happily on their wedding day. After moving back to my family's mansion, I got busy with company matters. Soon, the wedding day arrived. Dressed in a suit, I went to the wedding with a gift. Everyone was whispering about me. Isn't that Carrie's ex-husband? Yeah, imagine showing up at the wedding even after being humiliated like that. He's really holding it together. He must really love Carrie. Too bad she's moved on, and he can't let go. Then Vincent, with pregnant Carrie beside him, came over to me. Thanks for paving the way, ex-brother-in-law. Now I can have a good life with Carrie. I'll toast to you today. Others were waiting to see my reaction. I clapped my hands and smiled. Don't rush. Check out my wedding gift. Suddenly, 7 or 8 cops appeared and arrested Vincent. The wedding erupted into chaos. What's going on? Why are the cops here? Could it be that Vincent committed some crime? Vincent struggled, defiant. Why are you arresting me? The cop gave him a cold look. You're suspected of stealing someone else's patent. You need to come with us. With that, Carrie and the others realized what was happening. Pointing at me, Carrie screamed, Damn you, Billy. You twisted the story. You agreed to give the patent to Vincent yourself. Tell the police. Carrie's words caused an uproar. So, the patent Vincent won an award for is actually Billy's? I knew he couldn't have achieved that at such a young age. Academic genius, my foot. He's a thief. Vincent's face turned pale listening to the crowd. Carrie snapped. He's not a thief. You said if I visited your grandma one last time, you'd give the patent to Vincent. Say something. I looked at her coldly. Yes, I did say that. Did you go? Until Grandma passed, she was still waiting. During her funeral, you were at Vincent's celebration party. You planned to deceive me from the start for my patent. Thinking of Grandma, My fists clenched tight. Hearing this, people turned their anger on Carrie. What kind of person is she? The poor grandma just wanted to see her one last time, and she threatened Billy to give the patent to her lover. Not even human, really more like an animal. Carrie stood there, clenching her dress, glaring hard at me. The police took Vincent away in front of everyone. Carrie, because she was pregnant, wasn't taken to the station. Thanks to me, the wedding was completely ruined. The guests quickly left. Carrie was left fuming alone. I was about to leave when she grabbed me. "Billy, you bastard. You ruined everything." I looked at her amusedly. "It's your own fault." I shook off her hand and walked out without looking back. That night, my buddy Bong invited me out to celebrate. As soon as I sat down, Bong patted my shoulder. "Man, you really turned the tables today. Vincent's not getting out of this one. When are you planning to reveal your big boss identity?" I tapped my fingertip on the glass. "I'm taking over the company tomorrow." Bong grinned, ready for a show. "If Carrie finds out who you really are, she'll probably regret it to death. Just make sure she doesn't try crawling back, and don't be soft-hearted." I used to be weak, couldn't bear her tears. But now I'm never looking back. We drank a lot that night. They all said they had to leave for something sudden, so they got me a driver. I was groggily put into the car. They told me, "Billy is in your hands now. Don't worry." I faintly recognized the girl's voice. The car sped away and finally stopped at the hotel. Lily helped me up to the room, using all her strength to get me onto the bed. My head was spinning. She softly said, "Are you feeling bad? I'll get you some water." Lily had a light scent of gardenias. I don't know why, but I suddenly grabbed her hand. "Don't go." She lost her balance and fell into my arms. Lily's big eyes blinked, her heart racing. Maybe it was the alcohol or something else, but I found myself leaning closer to her. Just as I was about to kiss her, I suddenly snapped back to reality and shook my head. "Sorry, I drank too much." Right after I said that, her eyes reddened. "Billy, do you still like Carrie that much? She did so many hurtful things to you. She's not worth your love. I've liked you for so long. I thought she'd truly care for you." I was willing to step back. "But you're not happy at all. I can't hold back my feelings for you anymore. Billy, I like you. I've liked you since I first saw you." Looking into her teary eyes stirred something inside me. As she softly spoke, she leaned in to kiss me. Her lips were cool, and I blanked out. "Lily, do you know what you're doing?" "I know. I've liked you for a long, long time. Do you like me even a little?" Her tone was careful. I remembered how careful she was when she first greeted me. I gently held the back of her head and kissed her, showing her with actions. "I do." Hearing my answer, tears welled up in her eyes. Our fingers intertwined. The room filled with an intimate atmosphere. The next morning, as she slept, I gently touched her head and said softly, "Lily, I'll cherish you." Before leaving, I had breakfast sent over by my assistant and headed to the company. Everyone at the company was speculating about who the big boss was. Carrie was organizing things, preparing for my arrival. "The big boss will be here soon. Be on your best behavior or you're out." Employees lined up on both sides. I arrived in a Maybach at the company's entrance. Carrie hurried over to open the door, shocked to see me. "This is the day the big boss takes over. What are you doing here, causing a commotion?" I adjusted my sleeve and casually said, "I'm the big boss behind the scenes." Carrie burst out laughing. "Billy, do you know what you're saying? Someone as poor as you claiming to be the boss, you must be joking." "Security, throw this troublemaker out." Several strong men approached. Just then, a stern voice rang out. "I'd like to see who dares." The butler approached me, slightly bowing. "Sir, I apologize for the delay." Everyone was stunned, speechless. "Mr. President Billy? Isn't that the name of the richest man's son?" Carrie panicked. "Impossible. Stop spreading nonsense. I know him well, he's just a poor boy from the countryside." At that moment, they all received a news notification. It stated that Billy, the heir of the corporation, would be taking over the company. Once they saw the news, the company was abuzz. "My God. Billy is really the heir." Carrie looked utterly disbelieving. "You? How could?" This can't be. You've been lying to me. I looked at her coldly. That's right. I'm the heir. When we were together, my family disapproved. I cut ties with them for you. Hearing that, she nearly collapsed to the ground. From today forward, the company is under my leadership. Carrie, for stealing company patents, you are terminated with no chance of rehire. Let this be a lesson to everyone. Tears streamed down Carrie's face as she clung to my hand. Billy, I was wrong. I know I was wrong. I didn't know you were the heir. I was seduced by Vincent. Please. I coldly pulled my hand from hers. Carrie, you disgust me. When you divorced me, you said your biggest regret was meeting me, called me worthless. Now, knowing my identity, you try to latch on? Don't forget you're carrying Vincent's child. Imagine how he'd feel. Carrie sobbed uncontrollably. Billy, I was wrong. I'll abort the child. Let's start over. To her, what was the child? She'd sacrifice her baby to climb the social ladder? Billy, please give me another chance. Just the sight of her made me feel dirty. Carrie, we're done. At that moment, a car honked. The window rolled down, revealing Lily. She smiled brightly at me. Finished? I'm here to pick you up. Just as I got in the car, Carrie grabbed me. Who is she? Are you refusing to be with me because of her? I almost laughed at her. How is it any of your business? You're having someone else's baby, yet thinking of your ex-husband? You didn't appreciate him back then. Now he's mine. Lily's claim over me was adorable. As we drove away, I saw Carrie, furious, stomping her feet in frustration through the rearview mirror. After a long silence, Lily finally asked, "Will you?" I knew she was asking if I would go back to her. I interrupted her immediately. No. Lily, I gave her many chances before, but she didn't cherish them. Now I'll cherish you, and I won't have anything to do with her again. After hearing that, she gripped my hand tightly. While we were eating, Carrie kept sending me messages apologizing nonstop. I didn't reply. Then she started calling me frantically, so I blocked her. For 2 or 3 days, I thought she had finally given up. One day, just as I was about to head out, I saw her standing at my doorstep, looking pale. Her eyes were red as if she had been crying for a while. She rushed into my arms and said, "Billy, I had the baby aborted. Can we start over? How could you be so cruel to me? I know it was my fault in the past, and I regret it. I never thought she would really go through with the abortion." I pushed her away. "Carrie, even if you got rid of the baby, there's no chance for us." She sat on the ground crying. "It's my fault. I lost you." I focused on work for a long time and didn't see Carrie again. The next time I heard about her was years later through a news article. After Vincent got out of prison, he went looking for Carrie. When he found out Carrie aborted the baby to reconcile with me, he was devastated. In a frenzy, he stabbed Carrie with a knife. Carrie tried to fight back but couldn't withstand the strength of a grown man. After a long struggle, she collapsed in a pool of blood. Her mother, trying to protect her, was also stabbed to death by Vincent. When I saw the news, all I could think was karma. If not for her greed, none of this would have happened. I turned off my phone and rested against the car seat. As soon as I closed my eyes, my phone rang, showing an unknown number. I answered, and Vincent's voice came through. His voice was hoarse. "Billy, I've got your woman. If you want to save her, bring me $1 million. My heart clenched tight. My voice shook as I spoke. "Don't touch her. I'll send the address to your phone. Bring the money yourself. If I see the cops, you'll know the consequences." As I was about to say something, the call ended abruptly. Then a video arrived on my phone. Lily was tied up at the edge of a cliff, with turbulent waters below. I called back, and after a while Vincent answered. "I'll have the money ready in an hour. Don't touch her. Didn't know she meant so much to you. Fine, you have an hour. Don't be late." After hanging up, I quickly got the money and drove to the mountain outside of town alone. After navigating the winding roads for a while, I finally arrived at the spot he specified. From afar, I saw Lily, tied up and covered in bruises. Vincent squatted on the ground with a cigarette in his mouth, his hair gray, stubble covering his chin, looking like he'd aged a lot. Seeing me, he flicked the cigarette away and asked, "Where's the money?" Let her go first. Without even glancing at the money on the ground, he smirked. Did you really think I want the money? What I want is your life. As he finished speaking, I stepped on a bear trap he'd set in advance. Blood instantly gushed from my foot, and Lily, afar, cried out, "No." Vincent approached with a knife step by step. "If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gone to prison. Carrie wouldn't have aborted our child. All of this is your fault. Why do I have nothing, while you become a prince overnight? Today, I'm sending both of you to hell." In pain, I slowly retreated. When he lunged, I caught the knife with my hand, blood streaming down my wrist. Just a few minutes more and the people I arranged would arrive. "Vincent, you brought this upon yourself. When Carrie was messing around with you, you should have known what kind of person she was. Your greed ruined you." My words made him furious, and just as he attacked me again, my people arrived. Vincent was quickly subdued. I rushed to save Lily, who was crying uncontrollably. "Billy," I was terrified. I was so scared. I gently patted her shoulder. "Don't cry. I'm here now." Vincent was arrested and sentenced to death for his multiple crimes. A few days later, after recovering in the hospital, Lily and I had our wedding. On our wedding day, she walked towards me in a beautiful white wedding dress. With everyone as witnesses, we took our vows and embarked on a life of happiness.